This is Montpelier, the capital of Vermont, the smallest state capital in the United States. I think it's like a population of like 9,000 people or something like that.
Very old.
I'm Jack. How do you do? There you go.
All right, where you go?
I don't know. There's the state cap.
Just put it down.
We're at the Ben & Jerry's factory in Waterbury, Vermont. This is Tuesday, the 24th of October. It's been raining off and on all day long. We're on the Ben & Jerry's factory tour in Waterbury, Vermont. Guess I better watch what I'm doing.
Yes.
Ben & Jerry's factory in where are we? Waterbury, there we go, Vermont.
They look so interesting. Really good.
We're in Stowe, Vermont, and this is the view.
And we've been driving for about the last 8 hours.
This is a view out of our room in Stowe, Vermont. This is one of the prettiest villages in Vermont, and it's probably the top ski resort. Mountains are just behind us a few miles.
Whoa.
We're at the Van Trapp family lodge. Fortunately, I'm getting reflections here. That's the real Maria from The Sound of Music, and next to her is Mary Martin, who played the original on Broadway. And this is a get-together at the opening of the lodge up here in Vermont with the Van Trapp family in 1983. That's Maria's skiing. That's the Van Trapp singers in Hawaii in 1951. Those are the real Van Trapps. And this is where they lived in the original house in Stowe, Vermont, where they decided to live because it reminded them of Austria, where they came from. So this is all the Van Trapps here. They're singing their rehearsal on one of their concerts, the real Van Trapps, in 1948. Interesting, huh? This is the Van Trapps when they still lived in Austria, near Salzburg, Austria, in 1937, before Hitler came to power. And there's the father right there, and Maria. And this is the two of them in 1943 in Stowe, Vermont. That's where they ended up, right here. And then they later opened a lodge up. Here's the Van Trapp family singing. Looks like they were able to play some instruments too. In 1943, they were performing. Here they're performing in Holland. That evidently was before they left Europe. This is a picture of their lodge in the full splendor of autumn. It's very extensive. They've got a ski resort, everything, so they're set up for all times of the year. So you can see the rain coming off the roof here. Your mom's still in the car. So I guess we'll probably just take off. I guess. How come this is all... They're all running away.
Except for that.
Some deer up here. Finally saw some animals over by the lodge, the Trapp family lodge. This is Stowe, Vermont. We couldn't take too many pictures yesterday because it was such bad weather, so I thought I'd take some now. This is one of the big resorts in the area.
Turn right on South Main Street. Drive 10 miles on South Main Street.
The city is located at the bottom of a mountain range, and it's a ski resort in the wintertime. Well, we got the sun back here. Thought I'd take advantage of that, take some pictures of some New England countryside. This is Waitsfield on State Route 100 in Vermont. Thought I'd get you a taste of a New England town here. Coming into Warren.
Turn left on Main Street.
Coming into Warren. Here's the Warren store right there.
Arriving at Warren Store.
See the old church there? This is the Warren General Store, which we're going to go into. And this is the city of Warren, Vermont. It's got a little waterfall right alongside it. Here's the bridge going in. There's the church up there. We'll walk around here. Typical New England scene here. General store here. Old historical store. And here's your classic New England scene with the church. This is the general store here, old wood floors. An eclectic collection of things.
Did you probably stop?
No, this is
Yes,
historical. He's the guy that I work with, you know, that you've met.
Oh, John. Okay.
Okay, so here we go through the town. Okay, so where do we... There's a covered bridge up here, so we're just gonna get a nice conversation with some of the locals here, sitting in the country store, the Warren Country Store. Pretty here. Oh, there's the covered bridge. Look at this.
Oh, there's a car coming. Oh my God, you can actually go through. It seems like a train, like tracks.
I want to take a picture up here once we go.
Wow.
Over. Look at this.
This is really coming up. I mean, old. It wouldn't.
Let's see. Let me pull over here. Okay, here we are in Warren, Vermont. Here's their local covered bridge that we're getting back to Route 100 over there, going south. And it's really a beautiful little New England town here. You know, what's ironic about all this, I thought all these covered bridges were just for tourists, but they're actually used. There's only one that we couldn't drive across on this whole trip. See how pretty that is? This is Lower Granville, Vermont, we're coming in. Sure, this is here's the church. Ski club. We're in the Green Mountains of Vermont, and we're going to go look at Texas Falls. I'm not expecting anything too spectacular, but it wasn't too far off the beaten track, so actually it's a little more substantial than I thought. It's actually more than I had anticipated. Ripton, 1781. East Middlebury. Yeah, I'm glad I'm shooting this. Wow, look at the colors. East Middlebury. I might, but I want to take a picture of this. We're in western Vermont, and this is kind of apple country. We're going to go back and pick some apples. Unfortunately, I was going to go over just across Lake Champlain into New York to see Fort Ticonderoga, but it looks like the ferry's closed. Pretty here, huh? Now we're going to take it going the other way. See, we wouldn't have gotten this if not gone now, because we weren't going to go back this way. Where is it? On top of the hill there, I think?
Yeah.
They're making apple cider here. Look at this. See the juice come out there? There's the apples in the bin there. They're apples. Look at this. Michelle, look. So it's an apple orchard. They sell plums and other things here. She's happy. See, these are the apples, and they put them in a tank there and crush them. Quite an operation. Look how beautiful the hills are over here.
These are gonna go bad.
Okay, we're above Lake Champlain at an apple and raspberry orchard right in the western section of Vermont. We're going to cross Lake Champlain into New York to see Mount Fort Ticonderoga, but the ferry's not working now because of the water level so low on Lake Champlain, I guess.
And they close just on Sunday. You're not taking a picture of this, are you?
He's picking raspberries. See all the apples. These are all apple trees here. Okay. Raspberries and apples.
Free.
Well, we paid for some too.
Best price. Well, yeah, we did. Look, all of the ones on the floor.
On the ground.
And the ground, they are like hundreds, thousands. Every tree has a whole bunch of.
I don't see the lake up here, like she said. The guy with an ATV there. These are all the apples that have just fallen off.
Mm-hmm.
See down here?
And look up in the trees, they're full of apples. Still.
Your mom's appled out. We even bought some cider. These are the raspberries.
Yep.
And then if we eat too many apples, we end up in there. Okay, we're leaving the apple orchard and cider making facility here.
This is the exit over here, I guess. This is exit.
Okay.
Max Delicious Spartan Sky.
So as you can see, we're in Vermont. We are going to head over across the southern tip of Lake Champlain, which is very narrow right here on this ferry, and go over to Fort Ticonderoga, which is just a couple miles beyond there. So it looks like we're not going. That's the ferry, and it's closed. I guess the water level's too low. You can see the map of Lake Champlain, how huge it is. But where we are right here, it's so narrow and it's wide. It goes all the way to Canada. It's a huge lake. So, Vermont, here we stay. Look at this old house. I bet you that dates from at least the early 1800s, is not 1700. Probably says private parking, so no trespassing. I'm sure it's a very historical place. Anyway. There's a little covered bridge we just went by, so I thought I'd stop. Looks like we're in kind of a private farm here or something, which is kind of weird. Okay. So we saw this little covered bridge, thought we'd go through it. This is, I'll be lucky if the car doesn't collapse into the river here, but looks like it's a pretty old one here. This is the town of Turbridge, Vermont. These are really some old houses here. 1883 Turbridge. Look at this. Is there a place to pull off there?
I guess we'll find out.
Which way? Left or right? Probably left. This is the other view. I didn't know that there was water running there. I'm gonna take it. So that's probably just a place where you can kind of pull off. When you think? Bridge, Vermont. Look at that old bridge. Wow. See how old these homes are here? Okay, we're gonna go back here. Go back to the road here. And take a left. One covered bridge after another. What can I tell you? I think I'm less than 6 tons. I guess I'll find out. And I get caught in the mud here. I'm just going to go like this. This is Stratford, Vermont, the quintessential New England town. I've seen pictures of it. Up over there, Michelle, to the right.
Oh, I've seen it.
No, I'm saying there's a road going up there, I think. The village square here. It's a church. Post office, Stratford Historical Society. Town clerk.
Might end up somewhere is Vermont Oct box. Oh, she said she wrote them. I haven't seen them.
Oh, I can't be doing this. I'm enjoying myself here.
But not buying anything.
No.
We bought cheese and crackers.
Yeah. Yeah.
They have a rather eclectic
Hey, what?
collection of stuff. Unusual, different, varied.
Yeah, but that's what we're doing. Shaking stuff out.
And there's more than one of these. There's up and downstairs, I think, too. You name it, they got it.
1878.
See, Catherine, clowns don't need to be scary. Are they all alpacas? Hello, guys. You're not going to spit at me, are you? Ooh. Hello. Hello. Hi. Hi.
Oh, they're beautiful animals, huh?
Yeah. That's the color of your rug,
Black?
that brown one.
Yeah, and the black one, remember?
Yeah.
Are these the ones who spit on your face?
I think they do, but I think it's llamas that do that more than anything else.
One. Come on.
Let me ask that again. You want to ask me that again?
If you want to go and check some of the prices at the alpaca store,
If I don't intend to buy anything, why would I need to check the prices?
yeah, at least we get an idea how much they cost.
This is where we're at. It's a little bit everything. Antique mall, cheese shop, bakery, restaurants. I guess it's owned by a Cabot cheesemaker up in, I guess he's got a couple places in Vermont. And this is, I guess, where they sell their cheese. You can see the hills up there. It's a little brown, but a couple weeks ago it would have been fantastic. This is the town of Woodstock. A lot of old buildings here. Oh, there's a bridge. No left turn there?
I don't see I have a fog on the window.
Yeah. another bridge.
$1969. So this is a newer.
Is there a place to pull off? Not really. Back in Woodstock. This is the Katchi Gorge. You couldn't see it the first time. We didn't know you had to park. There's some colors up in the hill. Huh? Well, so much for our beautiful weather. It's currently 49 degrees outside at about 7:45 in the morning in Vermont. So looks like we'll have this weather for the whole day. So we'll probably try to do some indoor things today. So anyway, I know you've got a heat spell in California, but we got a major storm here in New England. I think this is Ludlow here. Am I going the right way? Guess so. I believe this is Ludlow, Vermont, if I'm not mistaken.
In 0.2
Well, leaves are still a little brown here, but it looks like we got some aspen up here that's still got a few leaves here. Not much. This is Weston, Vermont. We're going to stop at the most famous general store in Vermont called the Vermont Country Store. Museums, churches. We're going to go around this way so you can see this. This is kind of the typical common area here, the central, kind of a central park. They got their memorials and their little gazebo out there.
Turn left on Lawrence Hill Road, then turn right.
I'm just going around here so you can see all this stuff. People stopping for. Here's the
Turn right on Main
school
Street.
right there. So Weston, give you a little taste of small town Vermont here.
Western Village Store. Is that the one that we're supposed to go?
Is that
Arriving at Country Store Vermont.
Did it say
on left?
No, it's Vermont store. There's two stores.
Oh, well. Oh, it said arriving. I don't see any other one.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe it's that.
Yeah. I saw some people coming in.
Okay, I'll go around. Okay, this is a small town. Weston, Vermont. Weston Village Store. There's one. By the way, that was the post office over there. There's a cheese shop, the church, and the most famous country store in Vermont is the Vermont Country Store right there. This is the Vermont country store. Number one country store in New England, I guess. Wow. Oof. Wow, this is really something. Look at this. This is all just maple syrup here. Well, it's quite a place you got here.
Oh, thank you.
What's that?
We also have one over in Rockingham also.
Oh, really? Tree soap. Here's, I guess, the original family member that started this store in 1946. I don't know where your mom is. It's like finding a needle in a haystack here. Flannel shirts. For any rednecks you have in the family. Should I buy that hat for Sean? What do you think? I have no idea where my wife is. I want to see the scale museum here. A bunch of old scales. Look at these old scales that they have.
So I'm gonna sit down, I'm barely walk. Did you get some cheese? Dave?
Sorry, I didn't mean to get you on camera there.
Yeah. Do you wanna buy
It's a
some?
little overwhelming here. So this is the family tree here. Brest Orton and his wife Mildred opened this place in 1946. Now it's been passed on to the next generation, Lyman Orton and his three sons. So a lot of history here.
It's raining a lot.
This is the upstairs sale room here. Do you think Catherine might like a hoodie or something? So this is the continuation of our drive through downtown Weston. Now we're going to go the other way because we missed the mill in Weston, Vermont. Weston Village Store. we were. Where is the mill? I'm guessing the mill must be over here because this is where the river is. Is that it over there? It's kind of hard to say. See?
It looks like there's a possibility. I don't see any signs though.
Weston, Vermont, and the old mill. So we're at the old mill in Weston, Vermont. I have to go to. Oh, there's a restroom. Another old town. That mill, by the way, we just took a picture of, was from, what did it say, 1760?
1780.
1780, wow. We're in Manchester, Vermont. Here's Hildene, the home of Robert Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln's one surviving son who lived to adulthood.
All right.
Here's a replica of cast of Abraham Lincoln's hands. We're at Hildene, Robert Lincoln's home. We're walking up to the house right now. Needless to say, it's raining. Can you smile, Michelle?
No.
See the hills up there? And that's his. There's restrooms there. You have to go. There's the house up there. So Robert Lincoln died in 1926, I think they said. It's either 24 or 26. And he was a successful lawyer, and he worked for the Pullman Railroad Car Company. And then when the owner died, he took over the company, and that's where he made all his money, with Pullman cars. And I guess he and his mother during the Civil War visited Manchester, Vermont, this area, and fell in love with it. And so he and his wife, later on in his life, decided that they would build their house near Manchester, Vermont, right on the site. And it's just a beautiful site. It's covered with tree-covered hills that are just magnificent in the fall season here. As you can see, all the places that we can go to on this trip. So that's it right there. Well, I guess I'll find out. This is kind of like the parlor of Robert Todd Lincoln. Did he or his wife, were they musical and all?
I'm sorry?
Were he or his wife musical and all? Or?
Yes, they were both musical. Robert played the piano and the organ. His wife Mary played the piano, the organ, and the harp.
Wow.
She attended the conservatory at Iowa Wesleyan College. That is a 1920 Type O Steinway grand piano. Upstairs in Mary's sitting room, there's a late 1800s Steinway upright piano. This is a 1908 Aeolian player organ.
Wow.
It is played on, or was played on rolls, like these. Robert purchased all 242 when he purchased the organ. It can still be played manually. Well, I guess not. Seems like the organ is now
That's
functioning.
I have a question for whether he's in there.
So there's Mary Lincoln, Robert Todd Lincoln and his wife, and of course, you know, his dad Abe over there.
One of Abraham is
Yes, that
next to the White House.
But that one is not, well,
There you go.
Now we got
Is
it
it
running. This is one of the pieces that they would have listened to back at the turn of the century. Robert would wait for Mary to come down the stairs. She would take his arm. They would go into the dining room and have dinner. Perhaps one of their daughters or both would visit with their grandchildren.
Wow, interesting.
As you're going to see, as you walk up the stairs, there are two cabinets. Encased in those cabinets are over 900 organ pipes, ranging in size from 8 inches to 8 feet tall.
Gosh.
The organ is pneumatic and electric. It draws air from the outside. There's bellows in the basement.
The organ here. He has some organ rolls he's playing.
You can see the rolls that the organ was originally played through, but the rolls have become brittle over time.
Wow. This is at Robert Lincoln's bedroom. It's really very simple, but it's very comfortable. There's some pictures on the wall. And oh, this would have been the very bed that Robert Todd Lincoln passed away in the 1920s. I think it's 26. I think it's 26. 1926. This is Robert Todd Lincoln's closet. Some golf clubs here. This is it's really impressive that they've kept all this stuff intact. Even a pair of shoes here. Look at that. Wingtips. There's his bathroom in there. This is at Robert Todd Lincoln's study, and not ironically, there's William Stanton, who is Secretary of War under his father Abraham Lincoln during the Civil War, and he himself served as the Secretary of War under two presidents, Garfield and Chester A. Arthur. And then then he got involved with the Pullman. It's amazing, Michelle, that oh, here's a painting of Robert Todd Lincoln here. It's amazing that you have access to all this.
I can't believe that.
Yeah.
Look at all this. And they
Look at all this.
gonna let us walk through by ourselves.
I wonder where Lincoln's hat is.
I think it's upstairs.
Is it? So this was his study.
Look at all this.
Yeah,
See, people could actually come and touch this.
yeah, yeah.
When you're not supposed to, but
I mean,
All
it's
these old
really going
pictures.
on. I think this is really going on. Keep the
Right, no, that's real. Well, it's gas log.
Well, yeah, it's not.
Now what's this? Is this another study or?
In office? Yeah, look at this.
Huh?
Secretary's office.
Secretary's office?
Yep.
Wow. So he had a secretary, had
Well,
an
Robert-
office just off his. Look at that old typewriter and everything. Wow.
So this is supposed to be a porch and he closed it in.
We're going up the stairs here. We hear the rain, Michelle.
Is this your first time to the lead?
This is I like this stairway here with the,
Well, it's a self-guided tour through the house. There are 2 floors. There are 24 rooms. The house was completed, it was built in 1905. It's 24 rooms.
so this is probably where they'd have breakfast in here, huh?
Robert Lincoln was 62 years old. His wife Mary was
Now the piano up here. This is the sitting room. Mary Harlan Lincoln would retreat to this room to entertain quietly and perhaps play her 1876 Steinway upright piano. From the windows in the room, she could look down on the formal gardens, a gift from her daughter Jessie in 1907. And those are nice gardens. Almost look like French gardens, all symmetrical. It's pretty here, isn't it? Oh, Michelle, you're not supposed to touch anything.
it's supposed to be silver. Silver. It's supposed to be silver.
Like, we see so much of that, but sometimes you wonder.
Mary Harlan Lincoln's bathroom. And this is Mary Harlan Lincoln's bedroom. She had a beautiful view of the gardens and the hills there. What's over here? Well, there's Abraham Lincoln's hat, possibly the one he wore when he gave the Gettysburg Address. And this is the mirror that they had in the White House. And it says that this might be the last time he saw his reflection before he was assassinated at Ford's Theater. There's the famous view of his cabinet. Seward is closest, and then on the left is Stanton. This This is a little museum they have up for Abraham, his Robert Todd Lincoln's father. This is the grandchildren's room. This is the linen room. There it looks like.
That would have been interesting.
Painting of Lincoln.
I might suggest that to you.
You could come up with.
It's a multilingual tour.
Okay, so here's the pantry where all the dishes and the refrigerator is. And then here is the kitchen. That pie looks good, even though I know it's probably not real. Let me take a picture of the kitchen here. I think Robert Todd Lincoln treated his servants a little bit better than the Vanderbilts did, because this is actually a pretty nice room for the servants to eat in. Across from the kitchen, which makes sense.
He was only allowed to be in the first floor.
Okay, the
So
butler.
this was his room.
Okay. This is the butler's room. Okay, let me, I'm missing a bedroom down here. This is a guest bedroom. Hildene. There's William Howard Taft with Robert Todd Lincoln. He must have stayed here. Okay.
Are we done?
I guess so. Hildene. Robert Todd Lincoln's home from summer home, I should say, from 1905 till his death. I think in 1926, maybe 24. Michelle, how about if you stand in front of me? Let me take a picture here.
What you really need to know about Pullman cars is the fact that you didn't buy a ticket on this. Oh, don't film me,
Sorry.
please. I don't like being filmed.
Okay, I'll get over here.
Okay.
I'll hear your voice, but I won't. Okay.
You didn't buy a ticket on these cars. You had to rent the entire car.
Really?
Or you were awarded a
Well, see, these are for the Nouveau Riche or whatever.
Oh, you bet.
Yeah, okay.
Well, you'll see when you get inside.
Oh, really?
It's all Cuban mahogany. And,
Really?
Oh, it's gorgeous. It's a lap of luxury.
So this is the Vanderbilts and the
This is
Rockefellers
the
and
Carnegies,
yeah.
and all that.
Yeah.
All of the physical aspects of the car are up here. If you want to know what it weighed and how long
Right.
it is and all that kind of stuff. But
So 18
We
passengers.
actually use this car to kind of tell a story. It's the story of the Pullman Porters. And we tell it, first of all, with this timeline.
This is a actual Pullman car that two presidents have rode in, and this is where Robert Lincoln made his money, the Pullman car business. And according to what this gentleman just says, Robert Todd Lincoln was by all accounts, a pretty respectable gentleman, but George Pullman was an asshole. Okay, so. So there's Robert Todd Lincoln there, there's George Pullman. He died, and then Robert Lincoln took over the business. I guess he was like a company lawyer or something, worked for the company at that time. Look at all the stained glass in this car here. And they hired black slaves to work on these cars originally, and I guess that tradition came up. I guess it's kind of a mixed blessing. It gave you know, the blacks a real job, but it's got some negative connotations too. Look, they're showing the old wood here before they renovated the car. Here's some of the Pullman porters.
Yeah, that's where you're gonna be coming.
Wow.
Oh.
Okay. We're a very rich Vanderbilt riding on the Pullman train, and we're seeing the train take us from the back of the train. Now we're going to go back inside, and this is how they lived. Look how plush everything is here.
I hope it's nice and warm in here.
It is.
Oh, yes. Yes, yes.
So these are all the rooms and the bedding. Look. Harry Potter didn't have it so good, did he? Wow, look at this. You want to get in there? I'll take a picture.
Not really. Wow.
Do they let you sit down?
No, I don't think so.
This is Old Bennington. This is the church and the cemetery here. I'm gonna walk in here a second. A lot of Revolutionary War soldiers are buried here. There was a Battle of Bennington that took place just near here. Is that gate open? Yeah. Very famous people that are buried in here. Okay. A lot of famous people buried in this church cemetery in Old Bennington, Vermont. The colors of the trees are phenomenal. We're going to see possibly the greatest American poet of the 20th century is buried in here, and you probably know who it is. But I won't say until we actually see it. These colors. This is what we're going to look forward to, these colors. Now that we're south of where we are. We get into Massachusetts and Connecticut, the Berkshires and Massachusetts. These are what the colors hopefully will look like. Okay. Let's look where we're going here. Look at the colors in the hills over there. Robert Lee Frost. He recited some poetry at Kennedy's inauguration in '61. He died a couple years later.
What was the oldest one over here?
1700. Let's go in the church. They have those old square pews.
Okay. You want to go through here? You want to go all the way around?
Let's go through here.
Of her age, that's the wife of the late Reverend 1792.
A lot of history here. A lot of history here. These are all supposed to be masterpieces in stone carving. Here's Dr. Fay. He was a physician and served at the French and Indian War. It says, at a convention of Vermont delegates in Windsor on July 2nd, 1777, Joseph Fay was elected to a committee to draft a constitution for the independent state, because Vermont didn't become a state until 1791. Dr. Fay was the principal creator of the Constitution with advice from others. The new Vermont Constitution was the first to abolish slavery, the first to provide for universal male suffrage and to eliminate all property qualifications for voting, and the first to require compensation for private property when taken for public use. It preserved bottom-up democracy that the founders of Vermont fought hard to create. So, very influential guy there. Buried right there in the first Congregational Church Cemetery in Old Bennington, Vermont. There's the church right there. The Battle of Bennington Monument, the tallest monument, tallest building in Vermont. You ride an elevator up to the top. This is John Stark, who led the colonial troops against the British at the Battle of Bennington in 1777. There's the tower right there. It's the view from the Bennington Tower. Eighth tallest monument in the United States, tallest building in Vermont. One last look, the Battle of Bennington Monument.